Why intelligent people sometimes make terrible decisions. Have you ever wondered, how can a highly intelligent, educated and successful person make an obviously terrible decision? We often assume that intelligence automatically leads to good decisions. But surprisingly, it doesn't. Some of the biggest mistakes in business history were not made by foolish people. They were made by very intelligent people. Hello, I'm Sanjeev Pendarkar, your business mentor, and today I want to discuss a fascinating subject. Why intelligent people sometimes make terrible decisions. The reason is, intelligence and judgment are different. The first thing we must understand is this. Intelligence helps you think. Judgment helps you decide. And they are not the same thing. An intelligent person may analyze complicated information very quickly. He may understand finance, technology, marketing or strategy better than everyone else in the room. But decision-making requires something more. It requires perspective, emotional control, humility and the ability to recognize what you may be missing. That is where even brilliant people can fail. Here are the reasons for this. Reason number 1. Intelligence can create overconfidence. Success creates confidence. Repeated success can sometimes create overconfidence. An intelligent leader begins thinking, I have been right so many times before. Why should I be wrong now? That is a dangerous moment. Because the question changes from, is this decision correct? To, how can I prove that I am correct? The moment we stop questioning ourselves, intelligence can actually start working against us. A brilliant mind can find brilliant arguments to defend a bad decision. Reason number 2. Smart people can rationalize almost anything. This is one of the great paradoxes of intelligence. The smarter you are, the better you may become at explaining your own mistakes. Suppose a company launches a product. Customers don't like it. Sales remain poor. The market is clearly sending a message. A wise leader may say, perhaps we misunderstood the customer. But an overconfident, intelligent leader may say, the advertising was wrong. The sales team didn't execute properly. The market isn't mature enough. The customer hasn't understood our innovation. Notice what is happening. Instead of using intelligence to discover the truth, intelligence is being used to protect the ego. That can become extremely expensive. Reason number 3. Emotions can defeat intelligence. We like to believe that intelligent people make completely rational decisions. They don't. They are human beings. Fear, anger, greed, jealousy, excitement and ego influence everybody. Imagine someone insults you during an important negotiation. Logically, you know that remaining calm is beneficial. But emotionally, you want to prove that person wrong. One emotional reaction can destroy a relationship worth millions. That is why great decision-makers develop an important ability. They create distance between emotion and action. When emotions are high, they don't rush to decide. Reason number 4. They fall in love with their own ideas. Intelligent people often create excellent ideas, but sometimes they become emotionally attached to them. And then a dangerous transformation happens. The idea is no longer something they have. The idea becomes part of who they are. Therefore, when somebody challenges the idea, it feels like a personal attack. Great leaders do the opposite. They tell their teams, don't tell me why my idea will work. Tell me why it might fail. That single sentence can save an organization from an expensive mistake. Reason number 5. They ignore simple answers. There is another interesting trap. Highly intelligent people sometimes believe that complicated problems must have complicated solutions. Not necessarily. Sometimes the best solution is remarkably simple. Sales are falling? Talk to customers. Employees are leaving? Talk to employees. Meetings are wasting time? Reduce meetings. Customers are confused? Simplify the product. Never underestimate simplicity. Complex thinking may impress people. Simple thinking often solves problems. As a result, here are the 3 questions I recommend. Before making an important decision, particularly when you feel extremely confident, Ask yourself 3 questions. First, what if I am wrong? Second, what information would make me change my mind? Third, who can challenge my thinking without being afraid of me? These 3 questions introduce something more valuable than intelligence. They introduce intellectual humility. But the real mark of intelligence, the smartest person in the room, is not necessarily the person who has the fastest answer. Sometimes it is the person who can quietly say, I may be wrong. Let me examine this once again. That is not weakness. That is maturity. Because ultimately, business does not reward us for being intelligent. It rewards us for making better decisions. So remember, intelligence gives you the ability to find answers. Wisdom gives you the courage to question your own answers. And perhaps the most intelligent decision we can ever make is to recognize that our intelligence itself can sometimes mislead us. I'm Sanjeev Pendarkar, your business mentor. If you found this thought useful, share it with someone who believes that leadership is not about always being right, but about developing the wisdom to make better decisions. Thank you for watching.